If you're looking for a truly world-cruising sailing catamaran that was cleverly built by an experienced owner and captain, that is in perfect condition and ready to set sails now, this catamaran is for you. Now, welcome on board of Ruwani, a custom-built Sunreef 88DD, launched in 2017. The DD stands for double deck, and when I say custom-built, this Sunreef 88 is really very different from similar-sized sailing catamarans. In this video, I will show you those differences, and in the end we will have a captain's interview with a conclusion why those upgrades really make this catamaran a true globetrotter. In this video, we will show you the following. We give you the shipyard intro of Sunreef, a full tour of the catamaran, and in the end, a conclusion and captain interview. Sunreef Yachts is the world's leader in the production of large, customized catamarans. Founded in 2002 in Gdansk, Poland by Francis Lapp, they build both sailing and POW catamarans. Some recent achievements include the launch of 2 multi-hull super yachts over 100 feet, 140 yachts built so far, opening a new production facility in 2021 that covers 85,000 square meters. Sunreef Yachts introduced many innovative solutions to the nautical world, earning a huge number of awards and worldwide recognition. The clients owning a Sunreef include celebrities such as Formula 1 driver Nico Rosberg or Rafael Nadal, the world-famous tennis player. So let's discover together what this world cruiser has to offer. Here in the aft we have the beautiful, huge main deck lounge, which is so generous, such an amount of space. I mean, we film a lot of motor yachts, but this is really, it feels like you're on a 40-meter motor yacht or something like this. I mean, the beam of 12 meters is just gigantic, and you would have this normally on a 50, 60-meter motor yacht. I mean, it's just impressive. And here you have ample space in the shade to lounge, and this is very important because in the Caribbean sun or in a hot summer in Saint-Tropez, even in south of France, you get also lots of sunburns from the radiation, from the reflection from the water. So you really want to have ample space to relax in the shade, and this is what you have here. You have a beautiful dining table setup that is also al fresco, but still gives enough protection from the elements. And then here we have lots of cold storage with a top-loader fridge. Here's the cheese box for the crew shoes. Then you have lots of storage in the bottom and in the bilges. So if you open this, for example, you see there is all the drinks. You have a cool box so you can pre-cool the drinks. Over there's all the life vests and safety equipment. And then you have storage for the lines and more storage over there. And a very important point, obviously, is also to mention this day head that is accessible from the outside. You can go here and with your wet bathing suits on, so you don't need to go inside and wet the saloon floor. And I think that's a very important feature because this wasn't originally concepted like this. So the owner and the captain insisted on it and exchanged also the stairway for a very light and safe one with these sturdy rails. And speaking about rails, you will notice that on this catamaran you have handrails everywhere, even at the back, and also for added safety, which of course we don't want that this ever happens, but if somebody falls overboard, you have recessed steps so you can always get out of the water on your own without help. And this is really important. The whole catamaran was built and concepted with safety, ease of use and reliability in mind. So if we continue here, you have also these sunbeds on each side. You have some storage underneath, and then also an important feature is this third station for easy docking and maneuvering, going stern in the mooring. And then if we continue, we have the winches, which are operated by these foot buttons, And of course, you have some more rails as mentioned before. And then you have the stairs leading down to the water. And if we go over here, we have some recessed cleats, the tender chocks, the tender supports that swivel around to take the tender, and then the tender lifting crane, which is on an endless screw basically, that goes out, and then the shaft of the strong metal shaft comes out and then basically picks out the tender and puts it here. And then we have this line is on some pop-up cleats, which basically stops the tender from being pulled into that vortex that is down here between the two catamaran hulls. Also, you have on both sides, you have a freshwater shower, hot and cold water. So when you get out of the water, you can quickly shower down the salt water and be ready to go up into the lounge again. So let's check the engine room and the captain's cabin. So captain's cabin is basically with this door, and you also can close it with this lever. And if you have a look inside, it's a nice single cabin with ensuite shower, also some daylight coming in, and that's how this is accessed. And it's a good position, so he's also between the engine, and if there's anything with the generators or the engine, of course he can notice. And then you open here for the engine room, and as you can see, you have the Cummins own generators. You have the Cummins 425 diesel engines on shafts, and then you have a special exhaust system. Basically, this is the special exhaust system for extra silence, and then you have an water filter system with osmosis and UV treatment. You have the oil change system for engines and generator, which makes the oil change really nice and easy, and the crew can do it themselves. And this is, yeah, as I mentioned before, also part of the water treatment system. And then you have further down here, you have some low load chillers and for the air cons that make go easy on the generator. Some hydraulic packs, some fuel filters, and everything very well accessible and nicely arranged, clean and well maintained. From the aft cockpit, we come into the saloon through a sliding door that is divided into 4 parts, and the 3 parts slide behind the 4th one to give you a very large entrance, and also the generous setup of being inside and outside at the same time, having a gentle breeze coming inside. And then you notice the beautiful large sofa lounge that you have here with some further divans or lounge beds just underneath the windows. And those windows allow lots of natural light to come inside, yet the whole setup feels very homey and cozy. You don't feel exposed, but still you can enjoy the nice views. And then if you look up here, you have the ceiling windows with kind of 1.5 times ceiling height, so that also gives further generosity when you actually sit here in that lounge and enjoy the views, and then also have the natural light coming inside. In a big lounge, you need a big TV. Here they found a good solution with the TV on a mechanism that folds out and then freely swivels around, so that also the aft and exterior lounge dining can enjoy watching a nice movie, football match, or whatever you like to enjoy. And it's a really large one, as you can see in the video. And then here we have the interior dining setup with this sofa at the back and the freestanding stools around. A beautiful light frame to give some focus, and then some storage in this compartment over here, which also is the ceiling of the starboard side galley with the stairs leading down here. And also then further aft on the starboard side, we have the 5th guest cabin. Now you might ask, where is the helm station? On most catamarans, the interior helm station is prominently placed in the saloon, but the owner really didn't want this to happen, so he made a request to the shipyard to enclose the helm station with a sliding door, giving full privacy when on longer cruises. Entering in the forward main deck master cabin, you immediately notice the large windows allowing lots of natural lights to get in. And imagine while cruising, looking out from here, this is such a wonderful position. We have some ceiling lights that also are to be closed to have completely shut out of light. Behind me is a day lounge or children bed, however you want to use it. You can fold out a little step here, lots of storage. Of course, you have curtains that close the light out, and then you have more storage here. Forward sideboard like storage, a nice little feature mirror over the bed to give a bit more space for your feeling. And then what you also notice is the high quality wood finishes that have a soft touch texture. And something really important to mention for your quality of sleep is that those beds are two individual high quality bed frames that are electrically adjustable, and also the mattresses are custom made, and the full beam is 1.80 m, so it's really a queen size bed, and the length of course 2 meters. I think you're going to have a very good sleep here on board. Now, to show you the portside bathroom arrangement, let me take the camera quickly and take you down together with me. And we have a beautiful sink and mirror combination, a large shower cabin that you can easily open with this lever. And then it really is beautifully finished. And also the toilet ensuite, natural light coming in also from the top. If you press this button, you can basically open up the top light or close off completely. On the port side hull, we find two guest cabins, and let me take the camera so I can quickly take you down there. So we go down, and then on the forward side we find also the laundry with a washer and dryer and lots of storage, and then you have the door that gives you access to this port side forward cabin with the 1.80 m queen size double bed with real mattresses, and a beautiful light contemporary designed bathroom and ensuite shower. Also lots of natural light coming in through the ceiling. On the side, lots of storage. Behind the door and the mirror, there's a wardrobe, of course. Nice locker. And then the TV on a flexible arm, and also on the windows you have, of course, some cutout blinds to allow no light come into the cabin. And then if we walk to the aft part, you have another guest cabin with the nice queen size bed setup with the high quality mattresses and the bedding underneath, cabinet behind the door, lockers at the side, again a top light, side windows, and a beautiful bathroom with ensuite shower. This small corridor here leads to the forward master cabin, and on the starboard side you have an additional guest cabin. Here I come down into the starboard side forward guest cabin with a beautiful 1.80 m bed with custom-made frame and mattress, little feature mirror behind, some top locker on the side, and then of course a sideboard locker, some wardrobe storage behind the door, and an ensuite shower and bathroom. So let me show you the galley. I take the camera again and walk down these starboard side stairs and then go forward, where you have a generously set up galley with professional Gaggenau appliances. Natural light coming in for the chef, also big cooking plates, and then obviously lots of storage, freezer and fridge space, lots of cold freezer. Also lots of storage in the floor, which is very important for long cruises. Walking on the starboard side to the front, you notice those recesses on both sides, and that's where they store the jet skis. And that's another clever idea by the experienced captain and owner. How they lift it. Very easy. From the top of the mast, they have one line coming down, attached to the winch. They can just lift it up. The crew pushes it outside of the water, and that's what the captain always say, KISS, keep it simple. And another very important feature is those handrails where you find everywhere on the boat. So for maximum safety, this is how they designed the boat, maximum safety, ease of use, and also for ease of replacing if there's any replacement parts needed if you're in a very remote location. And that's where it all comes down to how you anticipate the use and how you do the concept and the design and the build of the boats. And then on the front, you also have real glass panels for the windows to the owner's cabin. Again, that's needed for unlimited regulation because this yacht is also commercially coded so that you can really truly cruise the world. And then for the comfort, you have these beautifully large sunbeds that you reach over these ladder steps. And then very important to cruise on remote places also is storage. Let me show you how much storage you've got. It's really plenty. You have your own cellar basically going down into this kind of storage cabin with a workshop inside. You have the fenders that you tuck away in this locker and then basically open up the hatch, and then you see all the fenders, they are nicely stored, and then obviously another storage repeated over here. Now the crew cabins, as you might have noticed already, are under those hatches, so you have a double crew cabin here and the single one there, and as we said, in the back you have the captain's cabin and then the floating cabin, which is basically used as a reserve crew cabin. So you have 5 guest cabin, 3 crew cabins for a total of 4 crew members. The catamaran magic for me is always happening here in the front with those nets that are over the water, and imagine laying down here while cruising, looking down in the turquoise water, observing some dolphins, having a fresh breeze in your hair, reading a nice book. That's really the beauty. Look at this heavy-duty anchor setup. You have double anchor arrangement, 110 meters of anchor chain, and then going forward you have the 4 hydraulic rollers from Banma, so also this very reliable systems. Coming up to the flybridge, you notice how generous and large the setup is. You have 5 sunbathing pads at the aft, then the beautiful large dining table, and of course you can enclose the sides that you're not hit by the direct sunlight enjoying your breakfast or evening dinner. Something very important to notice is that this sturdy and custom-made hardtop is basically painted with a non-reflective painting, which means that the reflection from the sunlight from the water will not hit and burn you, so you can also withstand a couple of hours nicely relaxed in the shade. If we go over here, you notice the storage underneath the captain bench, and then here you have on this sidebar a fridge and ice maker combination so that you can enjoy some cool drinks up here on the flybridge. You have lots of seating arrangements, and then obviously the helm station, which we will talk about in a minute. Going over here, you have a sink and a Gaggenau grill setup. Underneath, you have lots of storage for the rubbish and also for your equipment and other things that you might need up here. And now let's talk about how to navigate and use this yacht. You have the engine control levers, you have the two thrusters, you have the professional grade Raymarine touchscreen system, the rudder, of course, and then you have all your additional displays, autopilot, and you can control the anchor windlass and the traveler for the boom in the back. And now it gets to the interesting part, the sailor's workstation, where there is lots of heavy-duty equipment. The mast is a full carbon fiber one, 34 meters in height. The boom is a carbon fiber boom. They retrofitted a boom vang that is not hydraulic or mechanical, just has the fixing pin so that it stays at a certain, the boom stays at a certain height. And what is important to mention here is the retrofitted upgrade of the 1130 Harken winches, which was a very big, massive 100,000 euros job to install them, but they can take the heavy loads that are generated on such a huge setup. Another important point to mention is those custom-made pad eyes that are built out of a solid block of titanium, which shows again the captain's absolute priority on safety. And above, in the boom, you have a custom-made hook system to reef the sail so that once you reef it down for strong winds, it's absolutely locked in place and cannot move away for maximum safety for strong wind sailing. As promised in the beginning of the video, let's have a chat with the captain. Ian, thanks for having us on board. It's a pleasure. Compliments, beautiful catamaran, very well kept. I'm very impressed.
It's down to the crew.
Well, basically, I wanted to ask you, the owner really valued your lifelong racing experience, and you were involved from the very beginning, not even in the build, but already on the drawing board. So what are the upgrades that make this catamaran a true world cruiser compared to any other catamaran?
Well, basically, we've got the bigger winches on this boat, which was necessary because we have a lot of sail area. The hook system for the mainsail.
To reef them down in strong winds.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's very, very important on this size of boat. The boom vang was a very good installation and investment for extra security. And yeah, if I can get straight to the point, the big anchors and heavier chain for the Mediterranean. You know,
and then for unlimited cruising, also the glass windows, right? So
yeah, glass windows were very important. It's the first time they actually did this on this type of vessel. So it was really important to do it and not have the perspex plastic. So, yeah.
And then, so basically, if you would sum it up, this is really built for unlimited cruising. It's also commercially built, so it's the professional sailing, let's say, not just for like some sunny days.
No, she's very well built, handles very well, and I think up until now I've been very, very happy with the boat. You know, so
nice. Yeah. So Ian, what can you do with this catamaran that you couldn't do with a production-built catamaran otherwise?
There's no limit what you can do. You follow the season, summer to summer. You could sail Tahiti, New Zealand, Australia. There's no limit basically for the boat. It's got everything. It's a full package. So yeah, there's nothing really more to add. Just bikinis and swim shorts. That's it.
And you've really got to know her well on all the different weather circumstances and everything. She handles well everything safe, and you constantly upgraded and invested to be at the best level, right?
I don't think there's anything to add there. We've got everything on board that you need. You know, it's all the upgrades.
And now she's ready to sail around the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
All services done.
Everything
just coming out of the shipyard, basically.
Yeah, shipyard, engines, generators, rig, everything's been serviced.
And the mast has also just been serviced for the 5 years inspection, right?
Exactly. So the protocol has been respected. So we've changed the stays and everything's been checked. Yeah.
So the stays are completely renewed.
They're completely renewed. The old ones went in the bin.
Yeah.
And they put new ones on from the factory in Denmark. So.
All right, so you can confirm the boat is ready to go, ready to sail. Everything is perfectly
She
maintained.
just been serviced, and Rena did the inspection. We do a yearly inspection with Rena MCA, and so she has no quarrels there. There's no.
Basically, bring the bikinis and the toothbrushes, and there we go.
Maybe some
sunscreen.
cream.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Ian.
Our
It's been a pleasure, and
Thank you again. Thank you.
Let's come to the conclusion. This catamaran was built by an experienced owner and a racing captain with a focus on safety, reliability and comfort. She's commercially compliant for unlimited cruising to go anywhere you want to go. She offers 5 cabin, is fully serviced and ready to set sails right now. So if you're looking for such an opportunity to take the full package, don't hesitate to give us a call and I would be delighted to give you a personal tour. Thank you for watching the video. We speak yachting. Let's talk.